guys, no classes today until 5:30 and I woke up super early at 5 a.m. to work. Today I'm going to be doing a little homework routine / reset study routine for you guys. As you could probably see from the clips before, I've already gotten up, showered, done my hair, gotten dressed, I did some dishes, and I watered the plants, and I actually organized my laundry a bit. But I still have to clean my room and I have a lot to study today, so I thought I'd take you guys along with me and just show you kind of how I get back into the swing of things, especially at the beginning of the week. I cleaned my room and I packed my bag, and now my sister and I are gonna go study at a local coffee shop. I'm so excited. I'm gonna try to get lots of work done because I have a paper due tomorrow that I haven't started, so wish me luck. Once I got to my local coffee shop, I began writing an extensive list of to-dos for the week. As you can see, there's quite a few tasks I had to get done this week, but the main tasks I had to get done, particularly today, were to finish 3 chapters in my communications research class, as well as start and hopefully finish a research essay for that class. The app I use to make my to-do list is called Tascade, and you can actually download it on your desktop on both PC and Mac computers, and I just find it really helps me stay organized. Before I began taking notes for my communications research class, I started by doing admin tasks for my student org. So for those of you who don't know, I'm the secretary of my co-ed fraternity. So this week I had to send out a chapter meeting email recapping all the announcements from our chapter meeting. So I did that first to make sure it got done for the week. I always find that getting a small task done at the beginning of my study session helps me feel all the more productive and motivated to finish my harder tasks later. Next, I pulled open my notes for my communications research class and began watching a lecture on theory and paradigms. At the coffee shop, I was able to get through basically all of chapter 7, and I take notes on my iPad. I find that the easiest because then my notes can sync up later and I always have them saved. I find often with physical notes I lose them or they get torn or damaged. I take all my notes on GoodNotes 5 and I use the dark grid paper with a white pencil on top. While my sister and I were studying, we looked out the window and saw it began snowing for the first time this year, so of course we had to run out and take videos. So Olivia and I just came back from getting coffee and studying, and we're gonna make some lunch. I wound up making a grilled cheese for lunch, and as you can see I burned it a little, but I always put tomato on my grilled cheese sandwich, and I made some cucumbers with salt and pepper, and then I proceeded to make some tea to begin studying once again. After lunch, I returned to my desk and I wound up finishing all of Chapter 8 and Chapter 9 of my communications class, which I was really proud of. And of course I have to show what my notes look like when they're all finished because I find them really satisfying. Once I finished chapters 7, 8, and 9 of my communications class, I began on my assignment. So this assignment was basically deconstructing a research article found in a news article. The research article I found was about the effects of antioxidants in cocoa on brain function, and while I'm definitely not a STEM major and this article is very dense, the point of the assignment was to write a 5-page paper deconstructing the article, stating whether it was credible or not, looking at the meta theory used within the article, and overall just applying what we had learned in the past few chapters to the journal article itself. So as you saw in the previous clips, I extensively reviewed the guidelines for the paper. I usually don't make a physical outline of the papers I write. Instead, I go through the rubric step by step and kind of outline my paper accordingly as I write it. I think it's so important to review the rubric before you start a written assignment because oftentimes I find that if I don't, I miss key aspects of the assignment that weren't discussed in class that the professor is looking for to be included. So always review your rubric. That's my #1 tip for writing essays. And yes, even though it is still October, the first snowfall of the year got me into the Christmas spirit, so I listened to Christmas classics while I wrote my paper. As you can see, I'm quite the perfectionist, and it took me forever just to write the intro, and then my formatting got messed up, but over all these trials and tribulations, I was able to make lots of progress in my essay. I then hopped on my first Zoom call of the night with my fraternity family. Basically, our families are made of 2 active members and 2 pledge members, and we all studied together on Zoom, which was so lovely, especially because one of the other members was also writing an essay along with me. So it's been a really productive day. I got through 3 chapters of my communications class. I finished my paper. I'm going to reread it tomorrow before I turn it in. I went on a Zoom call with one of my families for my fraternity. I FaceTimed my best friend, and I'm about to go on a final meeting for tonight because I'm on the exec board of my fraternity, so I'm going to discuss some plans I have for that. I just finished my Zoom meeting with the exec board of my club, and overall today was a really productive day. I finished 3 chapters in my communications research class, and I wrote an entire paper, and I went to a few meetings, so overall I feel like today was pretty productive. I also cleaned and set up my laundry for tomorrow, but I have to get up early for work in the morning, so I'm going to end this vlog, but thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for more study vlogs in the future. Bye!